Hey guys, I'm back with another project. Today I'm gonna be redoing my bathroom. I'm gonna be starting redoing my bathroom. This has been in the works for many months, but we're finally starting it today. Right, Lane?
Right.
Absolutely. Let me show you what we're working with. So, we're gonna go in here. It's disgusting. Do you hear that fan? Do you hear that? That's also disgusting. We'll be getting rid of her. Okay. This is currently what we have. Nasty gray paint that's really dirty. That's disgusting. We got a little door. That's a little storage closet, which is actually really nice because we store a lot of stuff in there. This. It's not cute. It's not cute. It's not cute, but I'm gonna make it look the cutest. So, let me show you my little thought process so far. Okay, so this is my current little thing that I do with all of my projects. Obviously, I'm working with the space that I am given, and my main objective is to work with what I have. So, that being said, these are the two things that I always look at with my process. Number one, I look at the things that are already in the space that I like and that I want to like emphasize, okay? This is the key one though. I also want to look at the things that I absolutely hate, but that I can't get rid of, because sometimes there's things in your space that you hate and you can't get rid of them. So you need to learn to work with it right there. Okay, so here's what I have. So for the things that I like in this space, the space has tall ceilings. This bathroom's actually really tall, so I'm gonna try to emphasize that and make it look even better. I also like the tile floors, so I'm gonna try to find some colors that work really well with the floors to maybe play up with that. As I said, this is the more important part. The things that I hate, the ceiling fan and the light, it's disgusting. I'll show you that in just a minute. And then the vanity. It's also awful, but I can't change it. So I need to really find a way to like work with these or like hide them or cover them, because these are undoubtedly my biggest obstacles. Okay, so first of all, that light is disgusting. It's so ugly. It's run by one switch and it's a fan and a light combined. So you can't turn the light on without turning the fan on. Before I do anything, I'm gonna like take this out and put in a new light, just because I don't wanna have to hear this fan every time I'm working in here. Change of plans. I'm not changing the light. I'm actually gonna do a deep clean on the floor and the rest of the bathroom first. BRB. The floor is clean. So next on my list, I mentioned earlier that I hate the vanity and that we need to work with it. So in an attempt to try to make the vanity less noticeable, here's an idea that I have. I don't know if it's gonna work. We're gonna find out. It's not terrible, but I mean, it's kind of an eyesore. Also, this like caulking around there is disgusting. So I'm gonna try to strip that and like clean that up, but whatever. Anyways, I'm hoping in an attempt to make this vanity stand out less, I think what I'm gonna do is paint like the bottom third of the bathroom white so that the white walls kind of blend seamlessly with the vanity. Again, I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm really just hoping for the best. Then I'm gonna do something more fun and dramatic on the top half, and I'll be installing like some little trim work in the center. So at this point, I don't even know if the half white, half dark wall thing is a good idea. Before I do any trim work, I'm just going to be painting the bottom half of the room white. So I'm taking a yardstick right now, measuring up from the floor, and I'm creating a guideline of where I want to paint the bottom half of the wall. I kind of just chose a spot that looked about right to my eye. This part should be pretty self-explanatory. I'm just painting along that pencil line that I made earlier. I'm painting it white. This white paint took about 2 coats, and it is the exact replica of the white that's the trim in the rest of the house. I wanted everything to be cohesive. It's a couple days later. The white is all done. It is like 10 p.m. and I'm very tired, but I'm motivated, so I'm gonna keep going. I love how the white is looking on the bottom, and I had this idea, let's make something dramatic. So I thought, let's do a darker color on top. These are kind of my little inspiration photos. Let me insert those here so you can see. Wow, so pretty, so pretty. Okay, so anyways, I found a bunch of green paint color swatches that I really liked. Right there. Okay, beautiful. Now, I was going to pay for paint, but paint is actually expensive. I went to Sherwin-Williams and I walked in and I was like, excuse me, is there any chance you have any like discounted paints, like that maybe the colors are a little bit messed up? And boy oh boy did I hit the jackpot, because the girl brought me into the back of the room and she said, yeah, these are all messed up. If you find anything you like, just take it. They're free, we don't charge. So I got a free gallon of paint from Sherwin-Williams, and I am thoroughly impressed because that was like $50 I didn't need to spend. So the color's not perfect, but it was free, so let's make that work. Okay, so this is the color family that I'm hoping to put on the walls. I think it'll be super fun, but still kind of traditional and moody, like I said, what I'm going for. So I like these kind of colors. This is the free can of paint that I got. Now I'm hoping that I can take these cheap little acrylic paints from Hobby Lobby, mix them into this gallon, and create that. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. This process totally worked. It totally worked. However, I had to use so much more paint than I'm showing in this clip. I ended up actually going back to the store twice, I think, to get more acrylics. In the end, I maybe spent like $8 or $9 on paint. It was definitely worth it from a financial standpoint, but just know that I did have to use more acrylic paint than you would have expected. Here's how it looks so far. It's streaky because it's half wet, half dry, but I'm gonna let all of that fully dry, and then I'm gonna come back, look at it tomorrow morning in the sunlight to see if I still like how it looks. If it looks good, I will finish it. If it is not what I want, then I will like kind of like, you know, concoct that paint color a little bit more to get it to be exactly what I want, and then I'll go from there. Also, little side note, while this is drying overnight, I'm gonna re-caulk this edge here, caulk all of that, take like a razor blade, clean it up. I'm just gonna make that edge look nice. It's very boring, but it needs to be done, so yeah. Okay, so I ended up going back. I added more color to the paint because I wanted it to be a little bit more green and also a little bit dark. So I did paint the bathroom 2, maybe 3 times, but I got the color perfect. Next, I'm going to start installing the trim. I forgot to do a little introduction for that, but that is what we're doing right now. Trim, install, and begin. To keep things simple, I spent $9 on this little hand saw. It was a pain in the butt, but it totally did its job. Okay, you can cut 90-degree angles on that, and that's all I needed. So I measured my walls, I cut them, I cut everything just a little bit big because I figured I could always go back in. See how it's too big? All right, now you can always go back in, cut like another little piece of the inch off just to make things fit a little bit better. Listen, it's better to measure like 4 times and cut, you know the saying. Okay, so trimmed it down, everything fits perfect. I just repeated this process on every single wall, piece by piece. Take your time, guys. For install, basically I took this teeny tiny little drill bit. It's seriously so small, maybe like every 6 inches or so. I really wasn't that meticulous with it. I just drilled a hole into the little trim piece. Once I have all the holes pre-drilled, I'm just taking these tiny little finishing nails and a hammer and I'm tapping them into place. You could use a level for this, but I was honestly just eyeballing all of the trim work. I felt like that was just as effective. So take your time with this. You could caulk as well, but I'm renting, so I chose not to. Right, everything's going really well. The trim is done. The painting is like 98% done aside from some touch-ups. Everything's drying right now. In the meantime, this is what I'm gonna work on. I have this little rack that goes above the toilet. Obviously, it's really ugly because this is an out-of-date color, but I'm gonna take this in the garage, sand it up, scuff it up, whatever. We're gonna paint this black so that can go above the toilet, but so far, progress is making its way. Okay, so in this clip, I'm just spray painting this a matte black. You can use whatever finish you want. I tend to go for a matte finish just because I think it looks the most expensive, but that's just my opinion. Now, I normally use Rust-Oleum spray paint. I really like Rust-Oleum. I think it's user-friendly. It's quick, it's efficient, it's very durable, it's accessible. That said, when I went to Lowe's, I saw that Lowe's made an off-brand spray paint, and it was $2 a can, so I thought I would try it. I was not impressed. You had to use so many coats and so many layers, and honestly, I felt like I went through so much more of it. My opinion, just spend the extra couple dollars to get Rust-Oleum spray paint. So there's your little tidbit of advice. Wow. Also, this is too low, and I hate it. So I'm going to fix that. I will have to paint over that, but already I feel so much better about it. So at this point, pretty much the whole bathroom's done. I just need to figure out what I want to do for decorating. So I have tons of artwork here. Some of this I just bought discounted, like for the prints or for the frames. Like, it's a hodgepodge of stuff, and all of these pieces need work, and I really don't know what I'm going to do with it. Another little tip, if you're looking for good artwork, I recommend going to thrift stores, finding old art books. You can find really, really good, like, photography. Like this, you could literally just frame that. It's beautiful. This book was like $5. Same thing with this. This is like a $5 book, and now I have just beautiful, well, not there. Here's an example. Beautiful art that you can frame. So that's a little money saving tip. But I also grabbed this mirror. I already mentioned that I really wanted to emphasize how tall the bathroom was. So I specifically got a large mirror for in front of the sink. This was $7 from Walmart. Hello, how you do? I'm gonna take this. This is my favorite. It is Rub and Buff. I got the shade Antique Gold, but all of the colors are good. I'm gonna make this gold because the white is not it. So I've used this product quite a few times before. It's definitely a favorite of mine. It's very user-friendly. You can paint it on, you can rub it in with your finger. Truthfully, less is more. In this case, I rubbed it on with a brush, and then I just took my finger to kind of buff it in a little bit more. Like I said, you don't need a lot. After that, I'm just taking a razor blade to clean up all of the edges. Don't bother taping. It's just a waste of time. So because this mirror that I bought is a cheapo mirror from Walmart, there's absolutely no mounting that comes with it. So I will be using command strips right here. These hold 16 pounds, which should be plenty. All right, back to the picture frames. I found this matching set of frames that I'm going to use. I'm just taking them apart. This process can be kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. I'm not going to lie. Just be patient with it. Take it apart, pay attention to how you took it apart, and put it back together exactly how you took it apart. It is literally that simple. But anyways, I'm just taking some new photos that I found out of a book. I really like them. I'm going to put those and replace them in the frames because I think it will look good. So before I actually hang these frames, I want to show you guys a little bit of a hack. These are just pizza boxes inside out. I cut them to the same exact size that my frames are going to be. I like to tape these to my wall just so I can get an idea of, like, is it where I want it to be? You can move these around quite a bit, and trust me, I know it takes an extra 5 minutes to cut them out, but it will save you so much time because you won't be putting tons and tons of nail holes in your wall, and you'll be able to get the pieces exactly where you want. So place these where you want, and then I just literally nail it right through there, take it off, and then put my frames on the wall, and then the placement will be significantly more up your alley. So on to artwork for the next wall. I found this piece at Goodwill. Obviously, it's not cute. I thought I could doctor this up and kind of fix it up a little bit, so that's the before, and that is the after, with just a little bit of paint. In my head, it looked really good, but once I put it on the wall, it was a flop. So, back to the drawing board. We are making a new piece of art because that one didn't work. It's done. It's right behind me, and, I hate it. I hate it. I hated that on the wall because it was like too matchy. So I've decided we need something gold. It's like, it's too much black. So I tried everything in my house. It doesn't work. Went to Goodwill and I found this. This frame I think is the perfect size. I'm gonna try to like paint some artwork to put inside of that and redo it. So basically I went on a ton of websites, Restoration Hardware, Our House, Lulu, Georgia, Pinterest, literally was going all over the place to try to find some sort of like painting or something that I could replicate at home for an affordable price. This is what I found. I'm going to try to take this piece of artwork and make it myself. I'm giving myself an hour before I get burned out, but this is the goal. This here, it's from Our House. I'm gonna put a little picture on the screen there. I have my little poster board there. I spent $1 on it. I have some paint. I spent $1 on it. I'm gonna try to geographically paint that thing and make it look good. Basically, I'm just taking a yardstick and a pencil, and I'm kind of trying to map out roughly where all these lines need to go. Listen, art is basically just lines. When you can simplify it and break it down, it's not that hard. So when you're trying to replicate something, just try your hardest to not overcomplicate it. After that, I'm going to be taking some really, really watered down paint. I just mixed those paints with water because I wanted them to be a little bit more thin and sheer, kind of like a watercolor, and I'm going over them. Yeah, like I said, this is all abstract and it's a replication, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Just kind of try to make it look good, I guess. And then when the paint is fully dry, fully dry, I did not wait because I'm impatient, but please wait. When your paint is fully dry, you can just go in with a little eraser and erase all of those pencil marks that you used to initially map out the layout. I have the cutest and functional idea. So, obviously we have this little rack above the toilet, and like that's cute and all, and I have all these like little knickknacks that I want to display, but like they're gonna like, you know, fall over, fall through or whatever, and I don't. I'm running out of decorative trays, 1. 2, I'm sick of buying decorative trays, but look what I found under the sink. This was already in here and I didn't know we had it, but look what I found. It's this. It's the stone from the floor, but it's broken. But I was like, what if I take this broken tile and I line the underside, you know, just so it's not like scratchy, like put like a felt lining. Actually, I'll probably line it with this cardboard right here. But that can be my little tray, and then it matches the floor. What a cute little idea. BRB, will I do that? Okay, so I currently have this tile. It's upside down. It's on a pizza box. I'm going to trace this. Boom, just like this. I'm going to then cut it out and glue it to the bottom of here so that it does not scratch my little rack. Now, I already made this little tray thing, which was super cute, and I loved that, but I had this great idea. So like, this soap to me, I was like, that looks a little cluttered, but then for some reason I had this idea. I'm like, what if I take this other piece of tile and like mount it in the corner there? It's like a little soap stand. I've got some command strips for a nice little temporary attachment because I don't really want to caulk that down. But for something temporary, I'm gonna just like command strip this to there and make a nice little shelf. You can tell me it's stupid all you want. I think it's a cute idea and I'm gonna do it. Okay, so this is what I found and I'm hoping that it looks cute. We'll find out. Okay, couple updates. It's hard to tell because it won't focus, but I have the new light installed. I don't love it, but it was $10 and I think it'll look okay. As you can see, we got a little problem there. I have the solution coming in the mail. Hey look, it's 4 days later. This came in the mail. It's called a ceiling medallion. This is hopefully going to hide the hole in my ceiling. That's done. I don't know if you can see it. That was a 2-man job. Yeah, shout out to my roommate Meg. That was really hard. That was really hard. Since beginning this project, I've been wanting to paint the ceiling to match the green walls because I think that that would accentuate the tall ceilings that I really wanted to emphasize. But my roommates were like, no, because then we might have to paint it back when we move out, blah, 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 blah. And I know it's kind of a bold move, but I don't know. I just feel like the bathroom's looking a little bit bland, and I think if I just painted the ceiling. I'm gonna show you some inspo pictures that I found on Pinterest that are convincing me to heavily lean towards painting the ceiling. So here's my inspo. And I'm gonna do it right now because I think that that is the finishing touch that this room needs. And I really hope that that gives it the last little pop of pizzazz to finish it off. So I'm gonna do it. It's halfway done. It is halfway done. The bathroom ceiling is halfway done. And this was the move, ladies and gentlemen. That was the move for sure. Wow. So for the record, that's a before. And I'm currently editing and getting ready for work at the same time. That's the before. Now let me go and decorate her up. And I'll be back with the final reveal. Okay, so just a quick little reminder, little refresher. This is what it looked like before. I know, I'm so glad I never ever have to look at that again. But anyways, here is the after. Enjoy the instrumental music that I so much despise.